Welcome to the Closing Intelligence Show. Every episode, we'll walk through one of our experiments to shorten our sales cycles, drive up deal value, and close more deals.
So we had every different flavor of sales and marketing misalignment. We had sales running outbound campaigns and not telling marketing that they were going to run outbound campaigns. We had marketing complaining about sales not using their collateral and not being willing to tell them what they were hearing from prospects. Our sales team continually missed targets. Our marketing team didn't really know how to support them with content.
When I started at Proposify, it felt like marketing and sales just right from the get-go had this almost adversarial kind of relationship.
Sales and marketing alignment, the age-old battle. It almost felt like there was the sales team and then we had like a marketing agency, although they were in-house and they sat beside us.
So one thing that worked really well to align the sales and marketing team was just meeting more frequently every week. And that really helped on the marketing side prioritize what content they should be building for the sales team in their prospecting efforts and how that's going to support our campaigns. And we also had a shared goal, which was ultimately to bring more sales qualified opportunities and revenue to the business.
So the first meeting that we really started was our building pipeline meeting. That was a meeting where our BDRs could bring back what they were hearing from customers, what they were hearing about our content, the real pains and problems that got people to take meetings, and share that with the folks that were writing our ads, that were deploying our spend across social, across paid channels. And that feedback loop immediately started to show an improvement in, our return on ad spend. The ICP personas visiting our website immediately started to go up. So creating that feedback loop initially was probably the first big step. Once we had the foundation for that and the teams knew how to bring feedback to one another and how to action it, we moved on to getting a little bit deeper into things like campaigns. So looking ahead 2 or 3 quarters and trying to map out what campaign do we want to run in Q2? Who do we want to target down the road? Are there different competitors that we want to try and pull customers from at different points in the year based on previous years and the data that we have? When you start to get into that level of planning and that level of collaboration between sales and marketing, individual contributors, you have something there, because the ideas that come out of the folks that are closest to the prospects, those are the best ideas, and those are typically the ideas that have the content or the information that writers need to create something really impactful and really engaging on the content side of things.
One question I started asking myself is, how can we make outbound prospecting as similar to inbound prospecting? So we ended up, one thing we do to help the BDRs figure out who they can prospect is trigger troops notifications through our Slack channels. So if a company in our ICP visits our website, the BDRs will get a notification from that company, and then that'll help them decide who they should be prospecting.
So I think the big thing with outbound is you have to think about where the customer's at in the journey when you do outbound versus where a customer's at in the journey when they come inbound through your website. And generally with outbound, they're at a point where they're not even thinking about a problem that they might have, or if they thought about a problem, they haven't thought about how they would solve it yet. It's like a de-risk to do outbound because it allows you to talk to more people and find people earlier that aren't even in the market, so to speak, for what you sell. And that gives you a competitive advantage because everything's super competitive now. Everything that's sold has 2 or 3 different competitors that do the same thing. So if you want to get out in front of the competition and you want to have hyper growth, then you can't just rely on what comes inbound. And I think you could have the best inbound engine in the world, but you're just leaving money on the table if you don't do some outbound, because again, those people that you're reaching out to are at a different point in their customer journey. And if you don't do it, someone else will.
Biggest thing for marketing is focusing less on vanity metrics and focusing more on shared outcomes with sales.
If some of this sounds familiar, or if you feel like your sales and marketing teams could benefit from some tighter alignment, some of the things that I would encourage you to do, especially when it comes to your sales team, is dig deeper on the complaints that you're hearing from your reps. So if you're hearing that you don't have enough support or you don't have the right content, that's not good enough. We need to know what type of content we need. Do we need case studies? Do we need ways to articulate ROI? Do we need help with change management and showing people that this is possible with companies that look like them? You need to get really specific about what you need for marketing, because at the end of the day, when you get together for your campaign meetings or you get together for your pipeline meetings, you want people speaking the same language. You want your marketers marketers to care about your SQL to SQO conversion. You want marketers to care about how many opportunities are we losing? Why are we deading out opportunities? And if marketing's not committed to numbers and metrics that are further down the funnel, they don't have a reason to care about those things or ask those questions. So now that we've got these meetings rolling, we've got the alignment that we want between the sales and marketing team, we're really starting to see results. So first quarter of the year, we're over 130% of target. For the first time ever, we've got more pipeline than we can actually close with our sales team. So I'm able to go to, our COO and our board and ask for more resources now because we need to hire additional sales reps that weren't in the budget. Those are the best problems to have for a sales team, and it doesn't happen unless you have that tight connection between your sales and marketing team and super strong collaboration at the individual level.
You can help the channel make more content by liking and subscribing to Proposify on YouTube. Leave a comment and let us know what you'd like to see in a future episode.